Let me tell you something wild. There are people out there right now who swear they have self-respect. They'll look you dead in the eye and say, "I know my worth." But their actions? Their actions are telling a completely different story. And here's the crazy part. They have no idea. Zero. They genuinely believe they're standing up for themselves when really they're doing the exact opposite. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 biggest signs that someone is fooling themselves about self-respect. And trust me, at least one of these is going to hit close to home. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. You let people cross you because you're scared of the awkwardness. Okay, so here's what I see all the time. Someone says something disrespectful to you. Maybe it's a backhanded compliment, maybe they snap at you for no reason, maybe they completely dismiss what you just said. And what do? Nothing. You sit there, you smile, you laugh it off. And deep down, you're burning inside. You're angry, you're hurt, but you tell yourself, it's fine, I don't want to make things weird. But can I be honest with you? That's not peace, that's fear. You're not keeping the peace, you're keeping yourself small because you're terrified of confrontation. And I get it, confrontation is uncomfortable. Nobody wants to have those hard conversations. But here's what you need to understand. When you let someone disrespect you the first time without saying anything, you just gave them a roadmap. You showed them exactly how far they can go. They're testing you. That first comment, that first attitude, they're seeing if you're going to check them or if you're going to be quiet. And when you stay quiet, they learn. Oh, okay. I can talk to this person any kind of way and they won't do anything about it. So what happens? They do it again, and again, and again, until one day you finally snap, and then they have the audacity to act like you're the problem. Why are you being so sensitive? It's not that serious. You're overreacting. But here's the thing. If you had addressed it the first time, it never would have gotten to that point. Real self-respect means you speak up immediately, not tomorrow, not next week, right there in the moment. Hey, I don't appreciate that. That didn't sit right with me. We're not doing that. Short, simple, firm. And if that makes people uncomfortable, good, because your self-respect is not up for debate just to make someone else comfortable. Remember that. Sign number 2. You give a whole essay when you should just say no. This one is big, and I'm guilty of this one myself. You set a boundary, which is great, but then you spend the next 15 minutes explaining why you set it. I can't come to that event because, well, you see, I've been really tired lately, and I have this thing on Saturday, and my cousin is visiting, and I haven't been sleeping well, and my budget is tight, and... Stop. Just stop right there. Why are you writing a dissertation to justify your boundary? When you truly respect yourself, no is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a backstory. You don't owe them your reasons. You don't owe them a PowerPoint presentation with graphs and citations. When you over-explain, you know what you're really doing. You're asking for permission. You're hoping that if you explain enough, they'll understand, and they'll say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. You're allowed to say no." But check this. People who respect you don't need the explanation. Your no is enough. When you say, "I can't do that," a person who respects you says, "Okay, no problem." But when you don't respect yourself, you'll write paragraphs trying to convince someone that your boundary is valid. And even worse, when they push back, you'll start negotiating your own boundary. Well, maybe I could. I mean, if it's really important, I guess I could. No, stop negotiating. Your boundary doesn't need a defense lawyer. State it and stand on it, period. Sign number 3. You accept whatever crumbs people throw at you. This is the one that breaks my heart the most because I see it everywhere. People accepting treatment that goes up and down like a roller coaster, and they just smile through it. Someone ghosts you for 3 weeks. Then they pop back up like, "Hey, sorry I've been busy." And what do you say? "Oh my gosh, no worries. I totally understand. Life gets crazy." Does it though? Does life get so crazy that you can't send one text in 21 days? Be serious. Or somebody is sweet to you one day, cold the next day, sweet again, then disappears, then comes back with excuses, and you just accept it every single time. You make excuses for them. Oh, They're going through something. Oh, they're just stressed. Oh, maybe I'm being too sensitive. No, you're not being too sensitive. You're ignoring the pattern. Because here's what people with real self-respect do. They notice when something is off. They see the inconsistency, and they address it. They don't sit around making excuses for people who can't even give them the bare minimum. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm an understanding person. I don't want to be mean. Listen to me carefully. Having standards is not being mean. Expecting consistency is not asking for too much. Wanting someone to treat you with basic respect is not being difficult. When you accept inconsistent treatment, you're teaching people that you'll take whatever they give you. And once they learn that, they'll give you less, because they know you'll accept it. But the moment you start putting your foot down, the moment you say, actually no, this doesn't work for me anymore, people shift. Yeah, some of them might call you difficult. Some might say you've changed. But you know what else happens? They start respecting you. Funny how that works, right? The people who seem the meanest often get the most respect. But they're not mean. They just know their worth, and they won't settle for less. And honestly, that's exactly what we all should be doing. Final thoughts. So let me ask you something. Which one of these hit home for you? Was it number 1, where you avoid confrontation because you don't want things to get awkward? Was it number 2, where you write novels defending your boundaries? Or was it number 3, where you accept whatever inconsistent energy people bring? For me personally, number 2 used to be my biggest weakness. I would explain and explain and explain until I was exhausted, but I'm done with that now. When I say no, that's what it means. No. No explanation, no essay, just no. And ever since I started doing that, the respect level changed. People stopped pushing. They stopped questioning. They just accepted it. So if this video made you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort means something hit a nerve. And that nerve? That's your wake-up call. Stop tolerating disrespect to avoid awkwardness. Stop defending boundaries that don't need a defense. And stop accepting inconsistent treatment from people who should be showing up for you consistently. Your self-respect isn't something you think about. It's something you prove through your actions. So ask yourself, what are your actions proving right now? Drop a comment and let me know which sign you're working on fixing. Let's hold each other accountable. Because we all deserve better. But first, we have to start demanding better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.